Hi guys, so today I'm going to be showing you my full face of makeup. So from the moisturiser I use to the primer to the foundation and then my cream contour and powder contour and highlighting and blusher and all that stuff. I really hope you enjoyed this video, and also if you don't like dramatic makeup then this video isn't for you. Like, click off it now, because this is like the makeup I wear when I go out and I want like a full face of makeup, and I just can't be bothered for people commenting saying I wear too much makeup or that looks too heavy or whatever, because this is just what I wear when I go out for the night or whatever. So yeah, so if you'd like to see how I got this look, then please carry on watching. So to start off, I like to moisturise my skin, and to do that I use the Simple Kind to Skin Hydrating Light Moisturiser, and it's really good. It's only like £3, so it's really cheap and it does the job. I then like to prime my skin, and for that I use the Smashbox Photo Finish Foundation Primer. I've been using this recently and really been enjoying using it. So I'm just going to apply this all over my face. Just take a pea size amount on my finger. I just like to press that into my skin, especially around like my nose area where like my face gets like the oiliest, because like my T-zone. Oh, and before you're wondering why I've got like loads of eye makeup on, when I do a heavy eye look like this, I like to do my eyes first, so like no fallout gets on my foundation or anything. And as you can see, my skin's gone really like red where I've just like pushed that into my skin. I'm just going to show you a quick tip. If you suffer with a lot of redness or like pigmentation or anything, you can actually use a green concealer like what I've got here. I wouldn't do this on a day-to-day basis, but say if I had like a really bad breakout, I just like apply the green concealer on any like blemishes or anything, and then I just go over it with like concealer that's like more to my skin tone, so say like this one here or this one. So yeah, that's just a quick tip. If you suffer with any pigmentation or anything, always use a green concealer, then apply one that matches your skin tone on top of it. See, once you've blended it all in and everything, otherwise you'll then just have like a green bit on your face. As I do want to cover up some redness on my skin, I'm going to be using a bit of concealer, and I'm going to be using this one by Collection, and it's my favourite one. It's the Collection Last Imperfection Concealer, and I'm using a shade that's going to sort of match my skin tone, as I don't want to highlight with this, as I don't want to bring attention to those areas. I just want to cover them up, and I'm using the shade Warm Medium 3. And I actually have fake tan at the moment, that's why my neck is a little bit darker than my face. So I'm just going to take this around the areas of my face that are a little bit redder than normal. I just want to even out my skin tone basically. So I'm just going to blend that in with a Real Techniques Expert Face Brush, and this is just a brush I use for my foundation. And I'm just pressing that into my skin just to build up coverage and not take it away. And then I just like to blend it after I've like pressed it into my skin. Now for foundation, I want sort of quite a heavy coverage, as this is going to be a full face of makeup routine. So I'm going to be mixing these two, and this is the Kat Von D Lock It Tattoo Foundation, and this is a really full coverage foundation, and I'm going to be mixing it with the Makeup Forever HD High Definition Foundation. My Kat Von D is in the shade Medium 53, and my Makeup Forever is in the shade N155. So when I'm going for a more full coverage look, I like to use this brush, and this is just a flat angled kabuki brush. I actually bought this off eBay in a set, and it was about £10 for like 10 brushes, so like £1 a brush, and this is like the best brush ever. I actually prefer it to my Real Techniques buffing brush, and that used to be like my favourite foundation brush. But another favourite of mine recently has been the Real Techniques Expert Face Brush, and I really love this for just buffing in the foundation and building up that coverage. But today I'm going to be using my favourite one, which is this one from eBay. So as the foundation, the Kat Von D one especially, is quite thick, I like to thin it out, and I like to wet my brush for this step, and I wet it with the MAC Fix Plus spray. So I just spritz this onto my brush, and then I get the foundation and I just put a bit on the back of my hand. This one's really thick, as you can see it's not sliding down my hand or anything, but then this one is actually really watery. But as you can see, that's a lot more of a watery consistency than the other one. Okay, and it's just dripped on my nail. It's very watery. And then I just take my brush And as I say in every video, just to clear up any like confusion, I match my face to my neck as I fake tan, and it would look very funny if I matched my foundation to my face, as I'd have a really brown neck and a really pale face. So I'm just pressing that into my skin. And what I love about these foundations is they don't contain any SPF, so you don't get any like white cast flashback in pictures. Whereas I do find if I was to use my MAC Studio Fix, then I do get like that white flashback, and that's really annoying, especially on a night out. I'm just bringing that down to my neck again, just pressing it into my skin. And if I wanted to thin this foundation out even more, I just apply it with a beauty blender, as it just adds like the moisture back into your skin. By the way, I wouldn't always wear this on a day-to-day. I wouldn't wear this like every single day. I just mainly focus this sort of foundation on a night out, or if I was going to like a special event or something. I haven't actually applied any more. I'm just keep going over the foundation I've already applied just to make sure it's all nicely blended in. I've also filmed this in natural lighting, like I haven't got my light on like I normally would, as I wanted you to see what this actually looks like in natural lighting, like with the contour and everything. As I find when like there's sometimes an artificial light on, it looks a bit weird and it doesn't always show like what it properly looks like. And also, if you have your hair tied up, then I would recommend taking the foundation onto your ears, so then like your ears aren't like really sort of like white and yeah. So for concealer, so I have this one here by Hard Candy, and it's a Glamouflage Heavy Duty Concealer. I used to wear this under my eyes, and it doesn't actually crease or anything, but it is quite a heavy consistency. So if you was to use one that is quite a heavy consistency, I would recommend thinning it out with a bit of MAC Fix Plus, or applying it with like a damp sponge or beauty blender. But today I'm going to be using my Collection Lasting Perfection concealer, and this is in the shade Fair 1, and I'm just going to apply this underneath my eyes in a triangular shape, as this will really just help lift the face. And not only does it sort of get rid of any sort of bags under your eyes, but it helps highlight at the same time. And what I just love is when you have like a really sort of dark smoky eye and you highlight under your eyes, it just looks so nice, I think. And I'm going to take that on my chin, my cupid's bow, down the bridge of my nose, my forehead, and just above my jaw. I'm then going to blend that out with this domed brush from eBay, and it's just like tapered, it's just like domed brush. I found this the best brush for like blending out the concealer, and again I'm just sort of pushing that into my skin. I like to take that right near my eyeshadow just to sort of clean up my eyeliner as well, winged liner. So my camera decided to cut out and die, so I just had to charge the battery, so the lighting might be a bit different, I'm not sure. I wouldn't do this on a day-to-day basis, but I'm just going to cream contour my face before I like put any powder on. And this is just a concealer palette from eBay, and it has a little cream highlight shade, a green concealer, a pink concealer, a peachy tone, a yellow tone, every single colour you could ever need basically. And I think this is only about £3. But as I'm fake tanned at the moment, I like to take the two darker shades to contour my face. I would usually, if I wasn't fake tanned, I'd probably use like this shade here, or like these 3 shades. But yeah, I'm going to be taking the darker shades today, and I'm going to be taking my brush from Urban Decay, and this is the one out of the Naked Free palette, and I just like to take the smaller end of the brush and just take it into that darker shade and just make sure I've got loads on my brush. And I'm just going to start with sucking in my cheeks, yeah, basically doing the fish face. And as you can see, I get where I suck in my cheeks, I'm just going to draw a line, and I'm just going to take it to about there, as I don't want to bring it right up next to like my lip, as I think that would look looks far too harsh. And I'm just going to do the same on the other side of my face. So from my ear to sort of where my eye starts, if that makes sense. And I'm going to do the same on my temples, and where I mix the two darker shades for like my cheekbones, I'm going to be just taking the darker shade for my temples. I'm going to take the tiniest bit underneath my lip. This will just make your lips look a bit more poutier and full. And then I'm going to be taking the lighter, darker shade, so this one, and I'm just going to take that down the sides of my nose. Like that, so it looks like I've broken my nose. I'm then just going to take a little bit on my jaw. And on my chin. So as you can see, I've mapped my face out. If you have a larger forehead and sort of want to slim it down a bit, you could just take a bit on top like this. As the purpose of contouring is making everything look more defined and smaller. So say if this part of your face was really broad, you could take the contour around the sides of your face if you had a fatter face, if that makes sense. So I'm just going to blend that all out, and I'm going to be using the Real Techniques stippling brush for that, as I find this best for cream products. When you're blending it on your cheekbone area, you want to be sure to bring the product up and not pull it down, as you're trying to give the illusion that you have like amazing cheekbones. So you want to blend that product upwards. And then on the jaw, you want to be sure to bring it down, and then just take that down your neck. And again, on this side, blend that product upwards. And then blend on the temples. The forehead, you want to be sure to sort of bring that into your hairline, so then you don't just have some like really dark head and then like your sort of like hairline's all like white, if that makes sense. So you just want to sort of blend it all together. And for my nose, I like to take a smaller brush, and this is just an eye brush from eBay. It's just like a little tapered fluffy brush, and I'm just going to blend that. It's really hard to talk whilst doing this part. And sometimes with my nose, I find that I sort of lose the highlight. I like to just go back in with the brush that I used to blend out my concealer, add the tiniest bit more down the centre of my nose. And if you find that any of the contour looks too harsh or anything, or it doesn't blend in with your highlight, then just take your foundation brush and just blend it all together. That way you won't get any harsh lines or anything, and it will just blend seamlessly. Right, so now to set the concealer and to apply some powder contour to the face, I'm going to first set my concealer under my eyes and the highlight around my face, and for that I'm using my Anastasia Beverly Hills contour kit, and I'm using my Real Techniques contour brush, and I'm taking this banana shade here, and this will really help to brighten the under eye area, just give a bit more colour to the under eyes. So I'm just pressing that in. I'm not blending the product, as I don't want to take away the coverage and everything that we've previously built, and it will just wipe away the concealer. But if you press, it really does work into your skin and really sets it all in place. And also this step prevents the product from creasing under your eyes. And I'm just taking a mixture of these two shades here, which are vanilla and banana, as the vanilla shade is more of a pinky white undertone, whereas banana is more of a yellow. So I'm just mixing them both and setting the highlight around my face. Now to set the cream contour, I like to use a bronzer, and this is MAC's Give Me Sun. And basically I like to set the contour in place with this, but I like to warm up my skin with it, and I find this a great transition shade for the powder contour to blend seamlessly into. A bit like when you apply eyeshadow and you apply a transition shade through the crease to help all the other eyeshadows blend out. This is what I like to do with my contour as well as my eyeshadow. So I just take this on a Real Techniques blush brush, and yeah, this is the MAC Give Me Sun. And I just apply that round the outer parts of my face. So I just like to dust that on. This just helps warm up the skin as well. So once that's all done, I then contour my face with the powder product. And I use my NARS Eater brush and the Anastasia Beverly Hills contour kit again. And I take this shade here, which is called Fawn. It's more of a cool tone brown than the other two brown powders in the palette. So it's great for contouring, because as with contouring you want more of sort of a grey tone, as you want to create the illusion of like a shadow rather than it being sort of orange, if that makes sense. I'm just applying this where we applied the cream contour, and again I'm just blending that upwards. Now I love adding blush when I do a contour, as I find it sort of gives a bit more sort of colour to the face, whereas it all sort of being really bronzy and everything like that, especially as we've like applied bronzer and that. Ignore my phone and laptop. But yeah, the blush I've been absolutely loving recently is a Makeup Geek blush in Secret Admirer. This is just a cool tone pink, and I'm going to be applying this with a MAC blush brush. I'm unaware of the name as it rubbed off, and this was like a limited edition, so that's why it's like smaller and everything. But yeah, I'm just going to apply this just above where we applied the contour. And I like to press it in and then just blend it up. And I find applying it like this sort of lifts the face even more. If you was to apply it to like the apples of your cheeks, it sort of makes your face look a bit rounder. Whereas if you apply it like this, it just lifts your face. And that's the blush applied. And again, if anything is far too harsh for you or anything, you can just get your foundation brush and just blend it out. So for highlighter, I'm going to be using my favourite one, which is MAC Soft and Gentle. And I absolutely love highlighting. Okay, the lighting is like really annoying. Please ignore the lighting. So to highlight my face, I use the MAC Soft and Gentle. This is my favourite highlighter. I never really used to use highlighter, as I always thought it would make me look really sort of shiny, because where I have like a T-zone, so I have like the oilier part of my face is like down the middle, like around my nose. But yeah, recently, like the past few months, I've been absolutely loving highlighter. So yeah, I just apply this with a fan brush from eBay. So I just apply this down the bridge of my nose, and as you can see already, that just looks really then I apply it on my cupid's bow, my chin, just a little bit on my chin, tiniest bit on my forehead, and then on my cheekbones. My favourite thing is when like you turn your head in like a certain lighting and you can just see your highlighter. But that's it there, and that is my highlighting and contour done. I just like to set it all in place with well, I just like to set all my makeup in place with a setting spray, and I use the Urban Decay De-Slick Makeup Setting Spray, which looks like this. And a quick tip, if you find that your makeup looks cakey or like really dry or any of that, I like to take the MAC Fix Plus and just spritz it all over my face, and I find that that just helps it all look a bit more sort of like your skin and not so cakey and dry. But yeah, I love to set my makeup in place using the Urban Decay setting spray, and this is actually the oil control one. I'm just going to spray my face in this and it's done. That sun is really annoying me. The one day I want to film a video and England decides to be sunny for like once. So I've just applied a little bit of lipstick. This is the completed look, so this would be my full face of makeup if I was going out for the night, or if I just wanted to be a bit more sort of glam and dolled up. So yeah, I really hope you enjoyed this video, and I really hope in some way it helps some of you that are sort of getting into highlighting and contouring. Please leave any video requests in the comments down below and I'll be sure to get back to you. So yeah, I really hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. Take care, bye.